Hi travelers, this is going to be your Virgo Sun, Moon, and Rising video for August 2025. Make sure that you check back to your Moon and Rising Sign videos, and you can always get a personal reading from me at HiddenLotusTarot.com. Let me introduce you to the cards. I have with me today the Radiant White deck, the La Vida Sibila for clarification should we need, and we'll be pulling a second Oracle Tarot to wrap the reading up. Let me get started because I'm behind in my work. I'm trying to complete the last of my astrology class courses. It's a degree program and it's really hard. So I have done some meditation and shuffling on your sign and glyph already. So we're just going to lay the cards. I'm going to do another shuffle and rifle on the deck. This will be a 9-card spread. Let's cut the deck. Ready? Here we go. First card down, the Justice. I'm trying to get my camera right. The next card is the Magician. The Four of Swords. The Eight of Cups. The Ace of Pentacles. Next card, the Two of Swords. Last row, Nine of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles. And the World card. What's over the entire reading, the energy, is a Six of Wands. Not bad, Virgo. So what do I have? I have 2 major arcana cards at the very beginning of the reading. I have 1, 2, 3 Pentacles, 1 Cup, 2 Swords. I'm sorry, 1, 2, 3 major arcana cards, 3 Pentacles, 2 Swords, and 1 Cup. The major arcana cards are your spiritual lessons. The Swords represent your thoughts, beliefs, perceptions, ideas, and communication. The Pentacles represent either finances or the doing of something, and the Cup represents your emotional quotient, how you feel about a thing, a person, or a situation. We're starting in the center. We have the Ace of Pentacles. The Ace is never a guarantee. It just says the energies are there for you to either make some money, work on a new project, or take a different path. So something is going to be offered to you. Starting, the cards are read past, present, future. Past, present, future with the interplay of the cards. So start with the Justice. It represents Libra. So it has to do with balance, harmony, and relationships. But it's a karmic card, and so it says that whatever has been decided has been decided. Even if you feel like you got the short end of the stick, it tells you to use your own reason and balance and logic to make decisions for yourself. I'm trying to think what else. It sometimes can represent a legal issue, but in this case, I don't think it is. I think it's something that you have to weigh up, see the scales, weigh up the different substances, and make a decision. Or someone is going to make a decision for you. Okay? Next we have the magician. The magician says that you have all the tools that you need to create whatever you want. When you go see a magician, you don't know all the work he's put in behind what his illusions, but he makes it look like magic. But you don't never see him practicing. So this could be about getting a new job, presenting new skills, starting something new, new ideas. He has the cup, the pentacle, the sword, and the wand. And he's raising his wand in the air and pointing downward. So that means as above, so below. It's about what you think is what you create for yourself. Nothing in this world was ever thought of, was ever created or invented without someone first thinking about it and then working on the project to bring it to life. That's what I'm trying to say. The next card is a Four of Swords. The Four says, first of all, before it was a 4, it was a 3. There are 3 swords on the back right there on the wall. And usually that implies some kind of conflict or hurt feelings or cross words or confusing situation. But here you have a 4th sword. And this right here is an effigy. It's not even a real person. So I like to call this the ghosting card, because I think that maybe in the past, someone either ghosted you or you ghosted them. There was no communication. So the card really represents, it's a 4, so it speaks to stable foundations. It speaks to rest, relaxation, meditation, taking care of your physical, your mental, and your spiritual health, and having some peace of mind from whatever the conflict was. But when you're through doing that, you're going to pick up that 4th sword and go back to battle. I mean, like with words, ideas, communications, things like that. I see in the past that you were, I think it's referencing an eclipse, because it's an eclipse, only eclipse moon in the deck, 8 of Cups. And it says that you're seeking something greater than yourself. You're seeking some kind of spiritual knowledge. You're seeking some kind of something different than you used to have, because what you used to have does not fulfill you anymore. So you walk off in the middle of the night with your sick. And that's the thing that about this card. The person is walking off in the middle of the night. He only has the clothes on his back. So the card counsels that if you have put your energy and time into a situation or anything like that, a project or something, and it still hasn't worked out, the only thing to do is walk away from it. It says do not invest any more time or energy in it. You might want to start over. I think you're going to start over. And I didn't tell you 8 represent karmic numbers. They represent money. They're usually pretty lucky when they come out, even though this card does not look like a lucky card. You know, sometimes you have to walk away from things, no matter how hard you work on it. But you can always either come back to it or you can leave it altogether. The choice is up to you. And here we have the 2 of Swords. 2s represent crossroads, choices, options, dualities, being opposed within yourself about something, or someone actively opposing you. But either way, it's a crossroads. You have two choices. And maybe right now you don't see which choice you should take. I say that you don't, because she has a blindfold on. But if you look closely, I don't know if you can see, her left eye is not covered all the way. So this says you think you don't have enough information to make an informed decision, but you really know what's going on. Use your intuition. See the water, how it ripples? That's about intuition beneath the surface. So even not making a decision is a decision. Okay? Sometimes you don't have to make a decision right away. You have to think about it. You have to feel it out. Have to use your intuition to feel what it's all about. And that card is saying that. She is at rest. I have two cards of rest. See how she's sitting on the bench? She's still. And benches imply a positive position, because you elevate it. Then we come down to the 9. 9s speak to the fact that you should always consider what has come before you make a move forward. So in the 9 of coins, the female is enjoying the fruits of her labor. That's what the card is called. The fruits of your labor. It says that you have ignored all distractions. You have focused on what you need to do, and you do well for it. It also says somebody who possibly spends a lot of time alone, and they do well for it. So you have created the conditions which are that you worked hard and you gain from it. So this could mean either your finances are in pretty good shape, or your resources. Resources are not always finances, but it says that you're in a pretty good place financially. It also talks about a possible move, maybe a house move or a office move. And the reason I get that is because she has a snail at her feet, and snails are a few of the only animals that I know that carry their homes on their back. But she's in her garden, and she's surrounded by her grapevines. She got her finest attire, so she's doing pretty well. Sometimes it can even include inheritance. Following that, we have the King of Coins. Now, even though you may be female and watching this, you can also embody the male energy of the king. So this is about, if you're female, somebody who is handling their own money, their own business. But if not, this could be, if it is a male, it can represent someone who deals with a lot of money. Property, he knows a lot about business. He knows things. He can be a banker, a loan officer, a hedge fund manager. He can be all those things. So it's somebody who handles money, a cashier even, but it's somebody who handles money and property. He has a lot of property and money. He earned it the hard way. He wasn't given it, he earned it. And then we have, at the very end, he represents, back to the king, he represents a Taurus, a Virgo, or a Capricorn. So he knows about hard work and attaining things. And next we have the World card. And the World card is about a graduation of sorts. It says that you have all the knowledge and skill to make your own decisions, and don't listen to anybody else, because you are making your own decisions. Only you know what decisions that are best for you. Nobody else does. So it says even that business will improve. It speaks to all improvement in all areas of life. It says that at the moment before you step out, that you are protected. See how she's in the wreath? And she's balanced. She holds 2 wands in her hand. Sometimes it can even talk about travel, world travel, because it's the world card, but I don't think in this case it speaks to that. It may be like you go on, maybe you do travel, but I don't think it's about that. I think it's about going from one spiritual level to the next, or overcoming something that was a problem for you and graduating through that. Because here I have the 6 of Wands, and the 6 before was a 6, it was a 5. So that could mean maybe dealing with someone who was playing head games. They said one thing and doing another. A bunch of arguments, fights, disagreements, a bunch of confusion. But now it's a 6. And the 6 of Wands speak to an improvement in business. It speaks to receiving a raise or a bonus or recognition for your hard work that you put in. It can even be about you getting your name in the paper. But it says that if you look at the horse's face, I don't know why this keeps doing that. If you look at the horse's face, even he says, you know, you didn't do this by yourself. You have all the people behind you who before might have been fighting you. You're now leading them. It's a card of leadership. No matter what this Justice card represents here at the top, you're going to make a decision, and I think you're going to be okay. Even this, where you take a break, you walk away from something, but then you may come back to it. I don't know. Or you may do something totally different. But you're going to be okay. It's a road down the center that piques my interest. Because the Magician says you have all the tools you need to do what you want. You create your own reality. And here, he's underneath an ace of, above an ace of pentacles. Matter of fact, this person, the king, is holding the second pentacle, ace of pentacles. So I really believe that you're going to be offered something. I don't know what. Incidentally, the Justice card represents Libra, and that represents contracts. Okay? So it may be a contract. A contractual issue. Maybe you sign a loan. Maybe you get a loan for a house. Maybe you've been trying, but it hasn't worked out. So you do something else. Maybe a condo. I don't know. Maybe you buy a tiny house. I don't know. But it speaks to new conditions coming in. So let me get my book. The only card I can't look at is a king because he represents traditionally a person. But I will tell you what the cards mean next to Justice, the Magician, and the World card. Four of Swords. Next to an ace indicates that long-term plans need to be reassessed and or reevaluated before proceeding. Telling you that you may not be involved with any long-term plans or considerations But when they do arise, make efforts to check and recheck all aspects before proceeding, as some reevaluations and amendments may be needed. Okay? I think that's what this is. That's why you, instead of walking away altogether, you may be walking back. Eight of Cups. It says, when the Eight of Cups appears in a reading, it is an indication that a new interest is on the way into your life. This could be by way of personal relationships or the exciting experience of new knowledge gain. Remember how I said the magician speaks to new ideas, new knowledge, new skills? The Ace of Pentacles. Nothing. The Two of Swords. Tells me nothing. The Nine of Pentacles. Next to the World card, indicates that you are ready to move onto the next step along your path. It tells of major moves, relocations, and huge lifestyle changes. It also tells of extensive journeys or travel that will be beneficial in the long term. I didn't know that. And finally, that's it. Let me look and see what the Six of Wands has to say, because I feel that it has an influence on the. It does have an influence, but I don't know what kind of influence. It just says that success and achievement in some enterprise is indicated when the card appears. A great deal of energy and effort has been put into a project or venture, and you are not in a position to reap the rewards and celebrate. It also says that some good news is coming and there is an improvement in a relationship. It's about acknowledgement for efforts made. Let me look at this Eight of Cups. I don't see anything in here that you should be worried about. I think, just a second. Let me look at the Justice and tell you what it means. When the Justice card appears in a reading, it is implying that a fair and just decision has been made after a situation has been fully investigated. It tells that justice has been served. Justice card tells you to rely upon your intuition and go ahead with plans. Do not allow anyone to sway you from your path or influence you against your better judgment. Justice tells of a focus on matters concerning the law or partnerships. If you're in the throes of obtaining justice, especially with legal documents, solicitors or lawyers, and all types of legal actions, the outcomes will be successful. Let me look at this Eight of Cups, just on the off chance, because that could be a timing. It could be, I know this is for August, but in September we have a couple of eclipses across Virgo. One in Pisces, I think, and the other in Virgo. Eclipses always come in pairs within 2 weeks of each other, and they are game changers. So this card could be a timing. Let me see what it says. That at the time of the eclipse, because I'm doing this July 25th, and you could be in this could be your story right now, or it can happen during August, or it can go all the way out to September. Let me look at my, hold on. I got all my astrology books here. Let me see. September 18th, no, September 7th, we have a total lunar eclipse in Pisces at 15 Pisces, and September 21, 2 weeks later, we have one at 29 Virgo. So if you have those in your chart, your natal chart, 15 Pisces or 29 Virgo, that eclipse is for you. All right. Belvedere. Belvedere is a card that says, keep your eye, you're waiting on either someone, imminent arrival of someone or something. It could even be a message. It talks about, instead of having a lot of anxiety about waiting, you should look at yourself and see what you really want. The Gran Consolazione. This card is about literally having everything that you desire. It's a positive card. You see in the bubble, he has rings, riches, contracts, marriages, and peace. So you need to look at the future and what you want for yourself. And finally, La Superbia. And Superbia is kind of a funny card, but it's also one of the most positive cards in the Sibilla deck. The Superbia talks about, my brain is fried right now, I can't speak. It represents divine protection, what I told you. A protection so strong that it is able to shield you from any and all misfortune. No matter how many people may be affected by negativity, you will remain untouched and prosper. This card represents a peaceful blessing, a powerful divine blessing. It represents a solemn oath, like with a marriage. It also represents in business prosperity, good fortune, fame, recognition, success, and social enhancement. And marriage, it represents a conquest, happiness, and a lasting union. It can also indicate celebrity, known by his or her reputation. Remember, I said you might get your name in a paper. Being in the public eye. It's also used, the card is also used to represent beauty and good looks. It marks a period of good luck and success of the matter inquired about. It represents joy, happiness, positive new encounters with people. It represents the fulfillment of a dream and a prayer that will be answered. Regardless of how many negative cards show up in the spread, This card always has the power to annul them. It may mark someone who is overly concerned with their looks and is rather standoffish, but that's it. If it's a health issue, it represents a miraculous recovery, plastic surgery, or a strong health. I don't feel that this Eight of Cups is anything negative. I just think you may end up, on one hand, you may end up going in a different direction, which will make you prosperous in every respect, because prosperity is not just money, but it also can mean you go back to whatever you walked away from. Okay? And now I'm going to pull a second Oracle Tarot. And see what it has to say. These cards are strong. Number 19, the Sun. It's called light. A major arcana card. And that is the most positive card you can get in any deck. It's not hope, it's light. This card reassures you that this is your time to be in the light. No matter what's happening around you, prosperity and bliss are promised. These qualities of this brilliant card are pleasure, happiness, contentment, growth, success, joy, and illumination. The light always brings forth new birth, a constant renewal of life. This is one of the best cards, if not the best, in the deck, and it's yours. This is now your moment to shine. The radiance from within will be there for all to see, as people become attracted to your rays of spiritual light, and by being compassionate, generous, inspiring, and a leader. What I said. Many will benefit as they feel the warmth emanating from you. Be discerning, but also be open to whomever or whatever you are attracting, for your rays reach far and wide. This is why that's discernment. That's not what it really means. That's more judgment, but the light card reminds you that because of its power, nothing remains in the dark. Through its illumination, truth, and certain paths before you begin to emerge and can surely be seen. That's the main purpose of the Sun card, is to illuminate something for you. Using the energy of positive thoughts and continually thinking about the happiest and most joyful moments will light the path before you even more brightly and attract exactly what you're emanating. Keep on shining. It's sort of like this card. As above, so below. And so that's what I have for you, Virgo, for August 2025. And good luck.